Not long ago, the man, who usually handled problems for the mob, received a very different kind of request. This time, it came from an elderly father 20 years earlier. Watt's 13-year-old daughter, Jenny, had mysteriously vanished on her way to school. Although the police never found her, they did uncover a suspect, someone named Danny. Years ago, Danny had been convicted for inappropriate behavior, but since there was no direct evidence tying him to Jenny's case, the police could never formally charge him. That night, Ray Shue broke into Danny's house. To his surprise, Danny was now gray-haired and frail, looking nothing like someone capable of doing something terrible. But the moment Ray mentioned Jenny's name, Danny, who had been calm, completely lost control of his emotions. That told Ray everything he needed to know. This was the killer. When Danny refused to cooperate, Ray immediately pulled out a pair of handcuffs and, at gunpoint, forced Danny to cuff himself. Then Ray turned on a faucet.
I've got money.
I don't want your money.
Without another word, Ray grabbed Danny's head and shoved it under the stream, forcing an entire bucket of water down his throat. Ray thought that kind of intimidation would break him, but even half drowned, Danny stubbornly insisted that Ray had the wrong man. He admitted he'd made mistakes when he was young, but swore he didn't even know any Jenny. In all his years on the job, Ray had never encountered someone this tough to crack, so he pulled out his family's heirloom device, a portable electric shocker, and pressed it straight into Danny's stomach. The violent pain made Danny scream in agony.
You want some more, mate? Where do you want it? Where do you want it?
The Oakland Railway Tunnel!
Under pressure, Danny finally led Ray to a forest on the outskirts of the city in the middle of the night. There, Ray forced open an old iron gate hidden deep in the woods, then groped through a pitch-dark tunnel stretching for more than 100 yards. Even though 2 decades had passed, the moment they reached a pile of wooden stakes at the tunnel's end, Danny began digging at the dirt with his bare hands. With Ray's help, they unearthed a large suitcase buried beneath the soil, and inside was Jenny's body. The next morning, Ray called Watt to the scene. Though the remains were barely recognizable, Watt instantly spotted the heart-shaped necklace he'd once given his daughter. Watching Watt's tearful breakdown, Ray felt a painful mix of emotions and silently lit a cigarette. He didn't say a word, just handed Watt his flashlight. But to his surprise, Watt didn't seek revenge. He took one last look at the killer's face, then quietly walked away from the tunnel. To a man who knew he didn't have much time left in this world, finding his daughter's remains was enough. The killer's fate no longer mattered.
Thank you.
Ray watched Watt's fading silhouette disappear into the darkness, and rage burned hotter inside him. Holding the lamp, he turned back toward the tunnel, because as a father himself, he couldn't allow a monster like that to ever hurt anyone again.